Welcome everyone to the SERL Hot Wheels Cup Series Season 2, Race 14 at Kentucky Speedway. One of, if not the oldest surface this series goes to, and one of the oldest surfaces in NASCAR. This track was completed in 2000 and since then has not been repaved as of this race being held. And with the surface being so rough, it can be very hard to get a good grip on this racetrack. So you better have a good handling car. That's gonna be one of the keys to winning this race. You also gotta be careful to or be good at being able to maintain your position up front, because ever since this league has come to this racetrack, we've seen several comers and goers. Like one lap, they are leading. The next lap, they could be outside the top 10. It has happened before. And so you better be a comer and not a goer. That is going to help you get a good finish, or even better, win. And when it comes to winners, last week, Ariana Parks won at Bullit/Hartlepool in dominating fashion. And not only did she get her first career win, there were also a couple of drivers that got some really good finishes. One of those drivers I remember it being the 55 at Payne Keys, who's had a very struggling season. The 21 of Kendall Maynor, he got a really good finish that has kind of established himself as a driver to maybe not exactly be a championship contender yet, but a driver that could maybe get top 5 in points, because he is 9th in points. And speaking of the point standings, that's our other big topic. So after Bullit/Hartlepool, many of the top drivers in points struggled. Bubba Buchanan, Nick Smith, Cody Hagan, you name it. And now, the top 8 points are all within a full race, and those 8 drivers are, from 1st to 8th, Bubba Buchanan, Nick Smith, Cody Hagan, Andrew Gorman, Ariel Parks, Torin Dieter, Abe Troxell, Cameron Blake. Those are the 8 drivers that are within a full race, and so because they are within a full race, that makes them our championship contenders. Now, chances are I don't think it will be 8 drivers out after 41 laps, but who knows? And just like at Bullit/Hartlepool, we could have a lot of crazy action and wrecks that could help someone and hurt someone. Who knows? Because I remember last season's race, we had 2 cautions, and they came, I think, within the first 10 laps, and then after those 2 cautions, I think almost half of the field was in the garage out of the race, but then from there on it was very clean. So I think this race could have its fair share of wild wrecks, but also just really calm green flag runs. And now let's get the green flag for the final time this weekend at Kentucky. Okay, it doesn't look like anyone had any issues. So here is the starting lineup. So William Bedford and Matt Hoskins are on the front row. William Bedford now makes it 14 pole winners in 14 races. And here is the rest of the starting lineup. So Bubba Buchanan starts in the 35th position. He has a 13-point advantage over the driver who starts 36th, Nick Smith. And from there on out, it's a pretty close battle from, I would say, 3rd place to 8th place, which is the rest of what I consider the championship contenders. But anyway, even though this is our 2nd time coming to Kentucky, I still feel like there's a lot of unpredictability, and we have a crowd of over 100,000 here to see what's going to go on in the course of 41 laps. So coming out of turn number 4, William Bedford, Matt Hoskins leads to the green flag for the 2nd ever time at Kentucky, and the second half of the season begins. Pretty even start for both drivers, but William Bedford should get the advantage heading down in turn number 1. Here comes Jacob Reed looking to make it 3 wide. And so now 2 orange cars will lead the rest of the field. But it looks like everyone got through turns 1 and 2 very nicely. Now turns 3 and 4 in yesterday's American Ethanol Series race was the trouble spot with a lot of hookings. But anyway, now they are 4 wide here. Are they 4 wide? Well, they were 4 wide just a second ago. But anyway, William Bedford, he leads the first lap. Here comes Eric Almenhart in the 15, looking down inside of Lisa Gonzalez to take the 3rd spot. Dean Orton is right behind him. And now Jacob Reed. He might possibly be coasting just saving his car for later in the race, maybe. But here he goes. He's looking inside of the 33, and he might have it. He got pretty close at time by, but he just can't make the pass. Passing at Kentucky can sometimes be difficult, even though I did say that we will see a lot of comers and goers. It happens. But anyway, William Bedford, he continues to lead again. And now let's go through where our points leader currently is. Bubba Buchanan really has not made a whole lot of ground yet. Whoa, my goodness, sorry. That was a weird phrase. Anyway, he goes to the inside here. Oh my goodness, he's on the apron. Does he have to make a pit stop? No. Okay, that was strange. But anyway, that really slowed down everyone else. Where is Nick Smith? He is currently right now. Actually, he's actually dead last as of right now. But anyway, here as we go through the middle of the field, this is a pretty close hacker here. Payne Keys, who I think I mentioned had a great finish last week, and it seems like that possibly on the bottom. There may not be a whole lot of grip on the bottom, which could explain why no one's getting a good run. But anyway, our leader is still William Bedford, but here comes Dean Orey in the 4. Now he looks like he's going to take the lead. Club Crafted in the 7, a driver that has not had a whole lot of good runs this season, is right behind both of these drivers. Here comes Charles Building, the Atlanta winner, and Atlanta, even though it may not exactly look a whole lot like Kentucky, it has a rough surface. But anyway, now the caution is out. Dean Orey will lead all of these caution laps, and who got involved? It looks like a turn 1-2 pile over here. Blaine Keys, Garrett Senior, Johnny Mills, Abe Troxell, Karen Blake, Connor Breeden, Kevin Saunders, maybe Nick Smith, and a couple other drivers. But I think most notably out of our top 8, I see Abe Troxell and Cameron Blake. And yeah, so and for some of these drivers like Johnny Mills, his struggles will continue. But anyway, now let's take a look and see what happened, as it appears that the crash happened in the middle of turns 1 and 2. In the middle of the pack on the bottom, Karen Blake and Connor Breeden hooked together, and there was a very similar crash like this yesterday in the American Ethanol Series race here. And as you can see, Garrett Sinner, Kevin Saunders, Johnny Mills, they all get collected. Pierce Avion also got a piece of it as well, and Abe Troxell, he just had nowhere to go and actually caused Karen Blake to get on his lid. Connor Breeden was also upside down as well. And it looks like that was pretty much everyone that was involved. And as you can see already, a lot of heavily damaged cars. And now let's get either alternative angles or some onboard cameras. You can do a little bit of bump drafting here and there, but if you do it incorrectly, and it doesn't take that much to do it incorrectly, you will end up like Cameron Blake. From the rear camera, you will see all of Dale Scott's closest competitors all get swept up. Even the driver that got the least amount of damage still got a lot of damage. Normally things start on the top and go to the bottom when it comes to crashes, but this one was the exact opposite. Abe Troxell, Garrett Sinner, Karen Blake, Connor Breeden, Blaine Keys, Johnny Mills are all out of the race, which now leaves us 36 drivers still on the racetrack and on the lead lap. And so, one thing that I did catch is how that caution, it took, compared to last season, it actually took a couple more laps longer for the first caution to come out, as opposed to last season where the caution came out after the first lap. But anyway, Dean Orey, who grabbed the lead from William Bedford just before the caution came out, will now lead us back to the green flag on lap number 10. And it looks like he got a very great restart as they now go through turns 1 and 2. So things look clean so far. I'm not seeing as much craziness like we saw season go, where I think we had 2 crashes in the first 10 laps, and they were huge ones. But anyway, it looks like everything is starting to get out single file. So I think that we could easily be in for a very calm race, as the first several drivers are now starting to get single file, and now Club Crafton is starting to get some help from Charles Bullit and Andrew Gorman, and it looks like they could be positioning themselves to maybe take this lead away from Dean Orton in a couple laps. Club Crafton, he's looking inside. Well, my goodness, he's like right on the bumper. But obviously, just like we learned in the last caution, you don't want to use that bumper too much. And now here comes Club Crafton. Club Crafton is going to the lead. This has got to make Club Crafton feel very good because it has been just a miserable season for him. And we did see in the truck series about how Bobby Una, who came into that weekend last in points, get the win, his first win of the season. Maybe Club Crafton can do the same. Now, Club Crafton is not last in points, but you still get the same idea. Oh, and now the caution is out. I think I saw the yellow light, and so can Club Crafton hold on? Andrew Gorman in the 2, he's right behind him. Club Crafton will be able to hold on, but who got involved? Daniel Voiles. Big Crafton. Can I maybe get some better cameras? Cameron Gaunton with a lot of damage. This crash looks like it was possibly smaller. Frankie Reed is also looks to be involved. It looks like, yep, this happened on the backstretch. Chances are, I have a feeling that maybe 2 drivers got hooked together, and they went down, and then they went down into the inside wall, and then came back across in front of traffic. I think that's what could have happened. But anyway, now let's take a look and see what did actually happen. Once again, in the middle of the pack, Frankie Reed and Aiden Saunders hook together. Frankie Reed goes down into the inside wall, then gets another tap from Aiden Saunders again here. Goes right back up into the outside wall here, and look at some of the amazing driving some of these drivers do. Obviously, Cameron Garlington, he had nowhere to go. And then Daniel Voiles, who's coming in this full head of steam, first bumped a couple drivers, but then he got into Biff Crafton, and that's what caused both of those drivers, and they went pretty hard into that inside wall. But other than that, like I said, there were some drivers that I did an amazing job right here, like Bubba Buchanan, Alan Souza, Nick Smith, Justin Talapas, you know, drivers like those. But anyway, now let's go on board some. 1 week, Daniel Voiles gets a 3rd place finish. Looks like this week, he's going to get a finish outside the top 30. Sometimes staying in the back or getting stuck in the back does not always pay off, but for Nick Smith, for some reason, it is paying off. Austin Kennedy got slowed down just in time. Now, everyone on this list is out of the race, along with Cameron Gaunton, so now there is just 32 drivers on the track and on the lead lap. And when we take the green flag, which will be in just a second, Club Crafton will still be our leader. So we've had 3 different leaders, and they've all led for what feels like almost the exact same amount of laps. Club Crafton, Dean Orton, and William Belfort. And I think all 3 drivers are still inside the top 5. Yes, they are. They restart first, 3rd, and 5th. But anyway, here we go. The green flag is back out. Andrew Gorman, he takes his peak on the high side, but it's not going to pay off. Dean Orton goes to the bottom, and it looks like he might be able to retake the lead. To the inside of Andrew Gorman, and now to the inside of Club Crafton. He's got his nose under there, and right behind Dean Orton is his teammate, Clint Buchanan. Clint Buchanan, I think earlier in the season, Clint Buchanan was, I think, maybe inside the top 5 in points, and all of a sudden, a string of just horrible races has, I think, caused him to go outside the top 25 in points. So it really shows you, it really shows how quickly you can fall out of the championship picture. But anyway, now that Dean Orton leads again, we have to go in the back of the field because currently right now some crazy things going on. Oh my goodness. What's going on here with Dean Orton? Oh no, this is not good here. Another huge crash. Jim Kelly, Dale Scott, Isaac Nichols, Aiden Saunders. Oh my goodness. Uh, Kevin Saunders came in there with a full head of steam, but I think Bobby Buchanan was able to get out of it. Where's Nick Smith? Something was wrong with Torndier because all of a sudden he was super slow. So Bobby Buchanan in the points leader, he got out of that. So this is good, and it looks like the same for Nick Smith. Yeah, so we are going to have to take a look and see what happened. But I think something was wrong with Torndier because he was slow and he was going from the bottom to the top at a fast rate. Torndier was just outside the top 10 entering turns 1-2, and even though you cannot see it here, I think he had to get out of the throttle because he dropped like 10-15 miles per hour very fast. And then all of a sudden, he tries to go to the high side, but Eric Albarhart, who's faster than him, makes contact with him. Both of those drivers go hard into the outside wall, and Rally Smith in the 43, he does an amazing job right here to save it. But obviously, I think it was first Eric Albarhart who slowed down the field entering turns 1-2, but the impact with the wall really slowed him down a lot right here. And all of a sudden, look at this. Here comes the rest of the field. And then, with Jim Kelly, what happened right here? Oh, Torndier, he came down the racetrack here into Jim Kelly. Maybe Torndier was trying to make a pit stop right here. But anyway, that is just not a move that move was not going to work at all. And what it did result is taking out a lot of drivers that could have finished inside the top 10. Um, and out of those, it includes drivers like Isaac Nichols, Dale Scott, Andrew Brand got a piece of it, and look at Bubba Buchanan in the 14. He goes to the bottom and avoids it all. And well, my goodness, Cody Hagan did a good job to avoid that. And now let's go on board some more drivers. I think we should have actually got on board Bubba Buchanan the last two crashes, just because he has been just so close from getting involved. And what he's doing right now is how you're going to win a championship. In the garage, we have two new additions, Torn Dieter and Kevin Saunders. They are now officially out of the race, and everyone else is still on the lead lap. But I have a feeling that with the amount of drivers that got involved and are still on the racetrack, they might create some slower lap traffic that, if we do get a long run, could be an interference. But anyway, Dean Warden got the lead back from Club Crafton, and now he is going to lead us back to the green flag. He could easily clinch most laps led. I have a feeling. But anyway, the green flag is back out, and Clip Buchanan, he tries to go to the high side, but that move is not going to work. You really, if you're going to make a move to the high side, you kind of have to hope that the driver in front of you does not get a great restart, and that you get a great one. But anyway, here comes Andrew Gorman in the 2. He's looking for his first career win. He is 4th in points, and he could definitely, and with Bubba Buchanan still in the middle of the pack, he can make some big gains. And possibly take away the points lead. It is possible, but here he goes now. Now he goes to the lead. Club Crafton in the number 7 behind him. And here comes Club Crafton now. He's gonna now he's going to go to the point. As we look at Bubba Buchanan once again, he is still mid-pack, so not exactly in the best position right now. But I have a feeling things might start getting calm starting right now on this restart. I have a strange feeling. As well, my guess here, Raleigh Smith right here, Raleigh Smith and William Bedford. I don't know if those two made contact, but that was kind of that could have been bad. O'Neal Balvin and the 35, a driver that we've mostly talked about as a driver who has gotten involved in crashes. He's actually doing a nice job right now, running inside the top 10. Luke Walker in the 42, a driver that is currently 12th in points, so he could possibly get himself into the top 10 if he finishes right around this area, or better. And now, as Club Crafton, he led the last lap, but now Dean Orrin now has the lead back. And I have a feeling we could see this cycle out these next several laps where we just have a new leader every lap or two. And now, here comes Clint Buchanan to the point. Carter Sinclair in the 9, a driver who is 11th in points, so right in front of Luke Walker in the point standings. He could also get himself into the top 10 points if he finishes right around here. But anyway, now we have stayed green for now a couple laps. It looks like now we are starting to see a little bit of packs former here. This first pack here consisting of everyone from Clint Buchanan to Club Crafton. And then we kind of have this second pack here from William Bedford to I don't know. It's a much of a bigger pack, but it's only a couple tenths off. But anyway, now Andrew Gorman, he goes to the high side, and it looks like he might be under attack these next few laps, and he actually will be right now. D. Orton, Clint Buchanan's teammate, leads this lap. And so now we just have 12 more laps to go. And we still have a lot of racing left to go, but as you might have noticed, from the point of here, and now we have another crash here, Matt Hotchkiss, Austin Kennedy, what happened? Oh my goodness, here, a huge crash here, it involves Payne Keys, Jacob Reed, Nick Smith, second place in points. He got a piece of it here. It looks like the exact same thing that happened with Frankie Reed and Ian Saunders. And oh my goodness, what a shame right here. As Alan Souza, it looks like he also has some damage. Okay, I thought Ariel Parks was possibly smoking, but oh my goodness here, that's a tough break right here, especially since I think Austin Kennedy and Matt Hotchkiss, they were, what, right around 10th place? They could have gotten themselves a top 5. But now, more hearts have been broken at Kentucky, and let's take a look and see what happened. I don't feel like I need to really explain what happened this time. It was a lot like the second caution, you know, that started with Ian Saunders and Frankie Reed, and tough break for Payne Keys. He was running good. Aria Parks, she was along in there. Alan Souza, he was also right in there. These are drivers that could have gotten a top 10, and now it looks like their dreams of a top 10 or better have been crushed. From another angle at regular speed. Once again, pretty amazing that more drivers did not get involved in that. How did Lisa Gonzalez avoid this? In the first half this season, not a whole lot has gone right for Alan Souza, and it looks like that will continue starting the second half. Now, we have 3 more drivers in the garage. Matt Hotchkiss, Payne Keys, and Alan Souza. So now, we just have 27 drivers on the lead lap and on the racetrack. And Dean Orton will lead us back to the green flag. And he's just been the most dominant driver of the day, but he has been passed a couple of times. So, I don't think he exactly has this in the bag yet. And right behind him, Luke Walker looking to get his second career win of the season. And oh my goodness, here we are 4 wider here, entering turn number 1. Look at that. And the biggest error of them all is going to be that 2 of Andrew Gorman. Those are the kinds of moves you can make when you have a really good restart. But now, Dean Orton, he has been able to pull away. He's been able to pull away just a little bit. But here comes Club Crafton behind him. Club Crafton. He would like to get his first career win of the season. And this is by far one of his best chances to do so. Here comes Club Crafton to the inside here of Dean Orton, and here we go, side by side. I think it was Dean Orton who led the lap, but he's not going to lead the next one. Nope. He did lead the last lap, but definitely not this one here, as he's not going to get passed by Clint Buchanan and now Andrew Gorman, and maybe even more. Clint Buchanan, now he goes to the inside. Club Crafton here. Will he be able to lead this lap? As oh my goodness here, Andrew Gorman in the 2, he had to back off. Yeah, there definitely seems to be a little bit of a loss of grip on the bottom lane in both sets of turns. But anyway, Clint Buchanan, he led that lap. But anyway, it looks like at this point the field is really starting to spread out at this point, and I think it is possible that we could go green the rest of the way. But now Andrew Gorman, he goes to the inside, our top none of our top six right now have gone to victory lane. If I'm looking at this, nope, none of them have. So yeah, so it looks like that we will be in for a first time winner this season. But now, here comes Andrew Gorman to the bottom, and here comes William Bedford. William Bedford, he led the first couple of laps, but hasn't been the leader since. He's putting himself in a great position here, but is it too soon? Andrew Gorman, he leads this lap, and it looks like William Bedford will be there to pounce. They could also, these drivers might also be thinking about the caution. They could be racing to the caution, so they might as well try and make the move as soon as possible, because who knows, the caution could come out at any moment. But anyway, this pack of 10 drivers has now been able to separate themselves. But how about Bubba Buchanan? A driver who started what? Like 36 or something like that? He's been able to avoid pretty much everything, and now now it looks like that he could possibly finish very good here, today at Kentucky. But now, here comes Clubcraft to the bottom. Next time by, it'll be the white flag. Here comes Clint Buchanan in the 41. Side by side for the lead. Clubcraft, he will have the advantage on the bottom. But now here comes Clint Buchanan. He now goes to the bottom too. Here we go. The white flag is out. One more lap to go at Kentucky. Can Clubcraft hold on? Clint Buchanan, he goes to the inside. Here we go. Clubcraft, oh, he's trying to go to the inside. Oh my goodness, and it caused Clint Buchanan to slow down up here. Here we go, on the backstretch. Clubcraft here. As he now has pulled out ahead of a couple car lanes. Coming out of turn number 4. Clubcraft is going to see the checker flag for the first time ever, and it comes at Kentucky. Oh my goodness, what a finish there. I thought Clint Buchanan might had been able to pass him entering turns 1 and 2, but all of a sudden he had to get out of the throttle when Clubcraft tried to throw a block. But oh my goodness, what a race, and what an interesting and exciting finish. But anyway, so Clubcraft here, he gets victory number 1, and it comes at Kentucky, and he may not have had the most dominant car of the day, but he made it the most when it counts. And just like he does what Bobby Una did in the Truck Series, had a very poor first half, and he's looking to turn around. And definitely a great way to start your second half of the season is by getting the big W. But here is our finishing order. So, Clubcraft and Clint Buchanan, Luke Walker, Andrew Gorman, Dean Orrin, William Bedford, Carr Sinclair, Charles Belling, O'Neal Balvin, and Lisa Gonzalez. And for Andrew Gorman, and who else? I'm trying to think. I see Andrew Gorman. Is there anyone else? It doesn't look like it. Yeah. So this is going to be a pretty good day for Andrew Gorman. I don't think he'll be the points leader because Bubba Buchanan finished 16th. I think Bubba Buchanan if Andrew Gorman wanted to, if Andrew Gorman was going to be the points leader, he had to finish more than 25 positions ahead of Bubba Buchanan, and Bubba Buchanan did not finish 25 positions behind Andrew Gorman. So I think Bubba Buchanan should be our points leader, and it looks like that he will only lose 1 point. He will only lose 1 point to Nick Smith because Nick Smith finished 1 spot ahead of him. But yeah, but anyway, as we go through the rest of the field, so the big losers in the championship picture coming in: Abe Troxell, Cameron Blake, Torn Dieter. He was another big loser, and obviously for some of these drivers, their horrible season will continue. But anyway, I hope you enjoy watching this race. Next week, I don't remember where this series goes to next week. It might be a road course. It might be an oval track. I cannot exactly remember. So I hope that you tune in. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and bye. Congrats to Clev Crafton.